So this latest unboxing is books that are on sale starting October 8th. They are distributed by Penguin Random House, but I believe these are Candlewick Press books. So it's a pretty good sized box, so let's get started. I'm going to start with the first one, which is a board book, and it is about food trucks, which I don't know if your kids are like my kids, but my kids love food trucks. And this one is interactive. It has flaps, and it's teaching shapes. And it has kind of a, almost like a retro feel to the illustrations, like a little bit Robert Scary-ish, or Richard Scary-ish, excuse me, but like appealing. And this is based on a best-selling board game, which I am not familiar with. I do know Educational Insights, though, because they are based in California, Southern California. All right, the next one is a book called Frank and Bean by Jamie Michalak, illustrated by Bob Kolar. And this looks like an early chapter book. Yep, so kind of for first kids who are just starting to read independently. And this is even on like the easiest side of an early chapter book or an easy chapter book. And so this one is about friendships, and it is Frank and Bean, as you can see, are these food characters, and they're opposites. But Bean does not have words, and so Frank will have to share words. So that sounds interesting. Oh, so Bean can't talk at all, and so interesting. All right, well, sounds like an interesting setup. Looks fun. And it's definitely for like the newest independent reader, so maybe like first grade. This is another board book. It's like a heavy-duty one. Snow Still by Holly Surplice, and it's put up by Nosy Crow, which is also an imprint of Candlewick Press. And this is like very thick pages, and kind of a Bambi-like story, you know, baby deer in the snow, kind of exploring the world. And so like this is the perfect time, right before the winter starts. And yeah, it looks really charming. And here we have the family back, but like in the story is really about this baby fawn playing in the snow. So for anyone who enjoys snow or doesn't have snow, this is a good way to learn about it. All right, I'm going to go a little bit quicker because there's a few more. The Favorite Book by Bethanie, Deeney, Murguia. Hope I just said that right. And so this is a picture book about choices and figuring out your favorites. Yeah, by Candlewick Press. And so, like, how do you choose your favorite color? It's sort of like, how do you make the choices? How do you decide what gets your vote? And all the different things where you can choose what is your favorite. And so it's kind of a subtle way, too, of empowerment and teaching you to think for yourself. Do you follow along or go with your friends? And so it's like kind of a powerful message in a simple kind of concept and a question in a way that kids can understand, but then they can apply it, and that's pretty powerful. And it has, you know, it's very appealing illustrations. The next one is The Little Snowplow, Wishes for Snow by Lora Koehler, illustrated by Jake Parker. And it kind of reminds me of a modern day, like Virginia Lee Burton, who actually lived in Newton, where I live. And what is it? There was that picture book about Katie the Snowplow, which is like one of my favorites, actually. And the city, I feel like it's Newton. And so here's the snowplow, who's helping, but he loves snow and he wishes for snow, and just sort of waits for snow, because snow is probably where he's the most you know, sort of the only one that can do that job type of story. And then here's the snow finally comes. Yeah, so kind of a winter story. A powerful winter story about empowerment. Okay, there's two more. This is The Underhills, a Tooth Fairy story, and that is by Bob Graham. And it has really, like, charming illustrations. Reminds me a little bit of the Rainbow Fairies, which my kids really loved, but I did not necessarily love reading those stories to death. And this is a pretty, like, a lot of words, are pretty involved. But it is about, okay, the parents are making a pickup, and the sisters, the daughters are overnight at their grandparents' house, and so the fairy children, the girls, are wondering if they can step in and pull off this, you know, sort of drop in and grab the tooth, which looks pretty involved. So it's a picture book, but it looks almost like a, you know, an extensive story. But for kids who love tooth fairies and fairies in general, that looks like a great. It's almost like an early chapter book in the guise of a picture book. The last one is by Anthony Browne, who is like a tremendous illustrator, about little Frida, a story of Frida Kahlo. And that's so perfect because this is right, you know, we're still part of Hispanic Heritage Month. And so, and there are a lot of books about Frida, but I feel like, you know, never enough. And so it's another story told from her perspective. And it's a really beautifully illustrated, you know, imaginative, like almost like a fantasy. But you know, she did also paint in that way, so it feels really great to kind of marry the pair. And this is also about Invisible Friend. So a lot of different themes here, and this is probably the only Frida Kahlo about an imaginary friend. And so, like, that's an interesting spin. All right, so again, these books are out October 8th, and thank you to Penguin Random House and to Candlewick Press.